It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center. Well, for Denver, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have just that. And Chris Paul will be in action tonight, and no doubt he is one of the best in the game. There are a lot of great point guards in the league, but Shaq, is he still the most complete point guard, would you say?
I would say yes. He makes his teammates immensely better with his on-point passing. Ernie, he still showed us the last playoffs that he can still hit that clutch shot.
Yeah, I still say he's one of the best on-ball defenders and basketball hawks at his position. Great all-around guard, great all-around player, and probably, I would say, one of the best leaders other than LeBron James in the game.
Let's go courtside. What do you say? Kevin Harlan has got the call.
Union Station, one of the great landmarks here in Denver. What a backdrop for our game tonight here in the Rockies. Today's Western Conference matchup. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines. So the Clippers win the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Mbah a Moute in at the small forward position. Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Mudiay can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead, so we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
Now here's Paul. Cuts at 5. Griffin's shot is off. And here's the fast break. Mudiay with the ball. He's picked up by Paul and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Doc Rivers. I asked him what players he was really eyeing on the scouting report. And he said one that might surprise you, Kenneth Faried. He said he plays with so much energy and effort. He really sets the bar for the rest of the team. If we can limit his impact on the game, I think it'll really be to our advantage. Guy's an interesting take. We'll see if they can slow his roll.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And it's Gallinari missing.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
And it's Paul. Trading. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good turn to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
Now, here's Gallinari. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Mudiay. The three-pointer, no good.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Paul kicks to Mbah a Moute. Redick for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Yeah, because of Blake Griffin, the Clippers certainly known for their big dunks, he and DeAndre Jordan. But they can hurt you from long range, too. A lot of three-point threats on this team. Last year, they were third in the league in three-point percentage.
Here's Jokic. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. For the Clippers, it's been a bit of a trend for them. They've been relying on the three ball more and more the last couple of years.
Yeah, and last season marked their third straight year where the Clippers set a franchise record in threes. Also had a franchise record set for an individual as Redick hit 200 threes for the team.
And he makes the first. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Here's Harris after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their shot. Moutier kicks to Gallinari. Carries it from three-point range. Gallinari's got his first 3 points of the game.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
From 11 feet away. And Griffin with the score. The assist from Redick.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
Now here's Moutier. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Off the mark from 16 feet out. Los Angeles leading by 7. Redick is in the corner. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season. Miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way.
Al Paul following the miss by Emmanuel Moutier from deep. Griffin with it. Now guarded by Fareed. A nice shot by Griffin.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays, he is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. There's 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Barton passes to Chandler. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
They throw good. Crawford.
And the Clippers not known for being an outside shooting team, but they take a large amount of deep mid-range twos as well as their fair share of threes.
And so he hits both. For the Clippers, you think of Lob City and it's all dunks. But the reality is, Clark, as Greg was just talking about, that just isn't the case.
It really isn't. I mean, they also led the league in pull-up shots attempted by a wide margin, about 24 pull-up J's a game.
Augustine dishes to LeVert. 4 on the clock. And here's Chandler from the arc. That doesn't go either for Chandler.
And sometimes he can hit that deep three, but it's not a high percentage shot for him.
Yeah, even for him, that's out of his range.
There's Crawford with the three. The shot misses. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. The Clippers on top. They lead by 11. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment.
Come on with it, with it. You getting it on, don't even go there. Come on with it, with it.
And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and influential teammate, Blake Griffin.
You know, Blake, everything that's happening for him, he deserves it because he's worked so hard and put so much into it, and he's a huge piece to our team being successful.
Of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers. For that, both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a comfortable margin here for the Clippers guys.
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifled through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
Here are the five the Clippers have to start the second. Rivers out there with Crawford. And it's Pierce. Then there's Cole Aldrich. And it's Green in at the power forward position. Jeff Green on the wing. No good. Now Denver takes it the other way. And Greg, how about DJ Augustine on a roller coaster ride last season, beginning in Detroit, ending up in a very credible position with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
And a lot of that was because Jennings was so inconsistent for Stan Van Gundy last year, even so much so that he started starting Augustine, and this was just a small part of the turmoil for Detroit last season.
A different look for Denver. Nurkic checked in for Arthur. Gallinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Moutier in for Augustine.
So back to DJ Augustine. It's the middle of last year, and he and Jennings are practically splitting time at the point. Then Jennings goes down with an Achilles injury, and it looks like Augustine will take over full-time duty. Nope, the Pistons trade Augustine to Oklahoma City for Reggie Jackson.
Griffin can't get it to go in.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
A different look for Denver. Fareed comes in for Laverne. And Harris subbed in for Wilbart. The Clippers in the lead.
You know, one thing about the Augustine-Jackson trade last year, it didn't help either the Thunder or the Pistons make the playoffs. It's just so hard to integrate a new player into your system that far into the season, especially when that player is a point guard. So a wild ride for Augustine.
And here's Moutier following the three from Chris Paul. Dishes to Gallinari. The Clippers grab the miss. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's the screen. Paul outside. Here's Griffin. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
That bucket in no time at all.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed. And, you know, was not that good against the West last season, but they weren't as bad as you would have thought. Managed to get 19 wins against the rest of the conference, and we know how tough the West is, so that's not shabby.
number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Paul kicks to Griffin. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on Kenneth Faried. Well, last year for the Nuggets, they were really searching, and they finished 12th in the Western Conference. Greg, they were 30-52.
You know, not a great place to be.
No,
let's face it. I mean, Kevin, Denver never really had a shot at the postseason, but weren't good enough to land a high draft pick either.
That's good from Blake Griffin. And an interesting byproduct of Blake Griffin extending his shooting range in his perimeter defense, Clark, his rebounding numbers have gone way down.
Well, it's hard to have it both ways, Kevin. I mean, the team needs him to keep working on his perimeter game, and if he's out on the perimeter, it makes it tougher for him to get rebounds inside.
And on the topic of Griffin's rebounding, there's another force that helps submarine his numbers. DeAndre Jordan. Over the past few seasons, as Jordan's boards went up, Griffin's have gone down. Now, you'd think with the 2 elite rebounders that the team would finish better than 20th in last year, but that's another story.
And back to Griffin for a minute. I think he will soon find a balance between his emerging perimeter game and his rebounding. 7.5 boards a game, far too few for him last year. He's likely to return to double-digit rebounding averages, I think, sometime soon.
Here's Moutier. Harris outside. Over to the wing. Nurkic setting the pick for Gallinari. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Nurkic with the steal. Moutier kicks to Harris and taken away by Paul. And now the Clippers on the break. Finished off the break.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read on how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Moutier after the basket by Los Angeles. And it's slammed in by Faried.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And Jordan gets it to go.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Now here's Faried. Screen by Faried. Shot clock at 6. And Gallinari pitch to Moutier. And he's good on the 3-ball. Moutier's got 5 points so far.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy 3-pointer.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And it's Gallinari missing.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Pick by Griffin. They set the pick. Back the ball. Pass to Jordan. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Wesley Johnson's checked in for Mbah a Moute. The Nuggets trail by 8. And here's Moutier. 5 points in the game. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Nuggets shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. Gallinari, no good on the free throw. Seconds left now here in the to the middle, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
One shot.
Seven seconds left in the second quarter. There's Crawford with the three. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Clippers lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Chris Paul. And Chris, you've been out rebounding them and out shooting them, but it's still a tight game. Haven't you been able to get more separation?
I think right now we're playing at their tempo. You know, we need to pick up the pace, defend, rebound, run, and pick up the pace a little bit.
Chris, thank you. Kevin, for this team, the faster the better.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing, so no problem here tonight.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, how about that contribution they got from the bench? Nice. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him dig a little deeper into that bench. Some games you just got to go with the lineups that are working and just improvise, Ernie.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
Griffin just having a terrific game. He has 12 points, and he's picked up 1 dime.
The Nuggets trail by 5.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Gallinari sits outside at 3 with Fareed at the 4. Harris is out there with Moutier. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half. Now, here's Moutier. Following the miss by Griffin. To the paint. Here's Jokic. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Like as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they've had the 3rd best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
5 on the clock. The shot by Redick, no good. The Nuggets on offense. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Mudiay with the ball. 5 points in the game. Gallinari wide open. Dives for it. That's Gallinari again missing.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Mudiay pass to Gallinari. Fareed, Escrina, and Bob Newton. And it's Gallinari missing.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take. That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Laverne, he's checked in for Denver. Arthur comes in for Kenneth Fareed. Pierce is checked in for Los Angeles. The Clippers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line. It really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. It took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Paul's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 4. Mudiay dishes to Arthur. And Laverne kicks to Mudiay. And there's the pass to Arthur. No luck. The Clippers go the other way with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Ball outside. He kicks to Jordan. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round and he's made good on it, though.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And so here are the Clippers. The Nuggets getting the bucket.
Major defensive lapse right there. And he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Here's Rivers. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And Augustine kicks to Arthur. Chandler against Green. 4 on the shot clock. Puts one up from 19. Hits the front of the rim and out. Clippers leading by 4. 1:27 left to play here in the third. Here's Rivers. That's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Jakar Sampson's checked in for Jarrell Arthur. The Clippers also changing it up. Aldridge comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Pierce. 1:19 left in the third. Here's Rivers. Laverne grabs the miss. For Denver, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Here's Barton. He's guarded by Rivers. Unloads from 13. And too long on the shot.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D. Allen's position, you could see the frustration on his face.
That is an elegant move to drop in the floater there, guys.
2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Passes it to Barton. The Nuggets with another miss. Clippers leading by 6. Johnson attacking. Crawford. Martin with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Augustine passes to Laverne. Lets it fly from 18. That's short off the rim. Here's Crawford. And no good trying to get that one. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 6. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Clippers leading by 6. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Luke Mbamute out there with Johnson. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The Nuggets shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. The offensive rebound. There's Gallinari with the 3. Can't hit. The Clippers shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. Picked by Griffin. Johnson in the corner. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Johnson's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Clippers. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Johnson against Gallinari. Cans the 12-footer. Los Angeles leading by 6. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Clippers. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Jokic. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Paul with the ball. Now defended by Moutier. Paul outside to the inside. Mbamute. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists in the game. 3 setting the pick for Moutier from outside the arc. They get it back, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Clippers leading by 4. Paul outside. Griffin sets the screen for Paul. He dishes it to Griffin. Jordan kicks to Griffin. No good. Some solid defense from Fareed. Denver's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Gallinari against Jordan. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Clippers.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to be on fire from beyond. They have been really good from the three-point line.
So he gets them both.
Looking at the game Gallinari has been having, 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Here's Moutier after the basket by Los Angeles. Here's Harris, uses the glass to finish the layup.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are nice, high-percentage looks.
Nuggets trail. Moutier kicks to Fareed. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And after all that time, finally they've been able to tie it up here in the fourth quarter. What a comeback and what a finish we have in store.
And their greatest enemy during that comeback was the clock, but they can finally stop worrying about time and start thinking about how to win this thing now.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from. And he clearly doesn't like what's going on out there right now.
Would you? I mean, how could he like what's happening? Really had to take a time out there and try to figure out a way to derail their momentum.
Martin's checked in for Denver. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Crawford's checked in. Off the inbound pass. And right on target. Good. Crawford's got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
By Fareed. Moutier dishes to Fareed. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. Ball left side. No good. And Denver the other way now. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbakumuche. That is his first foul of the game.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
For Denver, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Moutier. And taken away by Paul. It's Crawford on the wing. Wide open. Crawford missing again.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Here's Moutier. Good work defensively by Paul.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Here's Griffin. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 14 points for Blake Griffin.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Here's Moutier. Good. A huge shot to tie it up.
Only the one made basket in the fourth. He hasn't provided them with a whole lot offensively.
Paul passes to Griffin. And he can't bank that one in. Mark, a critical possession right here.
Boy, Kevin, you can just feel the crowd on pins and needles right now.
Now, here's Moutier. He's covered closely. Nice D from Crawford. Here's the Clippers. There's the feed to Paul. The dish to Griffin.
Seeing that red-hot version of Blake Griffin.
Here's Moutier. From deep. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of battles with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. See you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
Is there anyone in the NBA who's more straight up scary than Blake Griffin? I don't think so. Big, strong, powerful, with the skills to match that athleticism. If you're a defender in the post and you see Blake Griffin coming down the lane, the only thing you think is, uh-oh, the man is just a beast.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, you go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.